Hello everybody, this is Gina McGill coming to you. Let me go ahead and try to get set up a little bit here. I thought I was already set up, but here we go. I was not planning to come on today, but it appears I need to. I don't like to use my energy this way, but I see that I do need to address something here because there's a big misunderstanding, and I was told that Malika did a video last night. Hi Chantel. Hi Brown Sugar. I'm good. How are you? Hi Susie. Hi. Hold on a second, because it looks like I'm streaming. Hold on, you guys. Hold on, everyone. Let me see if I can get this all going here. Okay. Hold on a second. Hi Chantel. Hi everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you all's day going so far? Thank God it's Friday, right? Okay, if you can hear me okay, please put a 1 in chat. If you can hear me okay, please put a 1 in chat. Wonderful. Wow. You mean you work 15 straight days, Brown Sugar? What are y'all plans for the weekend? Oh my goodness. Yeah, you really need to get some sleep. Oh my gosh. I hope you don't do that often. Oh my goodness. Susie, you say you panic. Yeah, it's the days are counting down, aren't they? Hi Carla. Oh, going to the casino. Ooh, that sounds like fun. Chantel, I went to the casino and I got let me see how many. I got 2 aces. Okay, so then I doubled down. I got 2 more aces, and I'm like, whoa. So I think like it's double down again or something. And can you believe I didn't get a single blackjack out of those 4 aces? I was so disappointed. And I had put so much money on the table. I said, I'm not playing anymore. If anything, if I go to a casino, I'll probably pay. I either probably watch the high rollers play or just play a few games. Well, Chantel, maybe you'll start winning this time. Okay, I hope you win some, then send me some. Okay. So, okay. Well, as you guys know, yesterday was a long day for me. I play slots. I can't do that. Yeah, I know. Most of the folks I know play slots. I like the table. But when I went to Las Vegas, woo, it gets to a point. They say, well, when you start to fear losing money, that's when you need to stop gambling. Okay, so that's when I stopped. Since my mom passed. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that your mom passed, Brown Sugar. Oh, okay, so you working hard to pay those bills. I understand. I definitely understand that. I got you. Well, just do your best to get as much sleep and rest as you can over the weekend. Whew, I know it's tough out there. I don't know your situation and everything, but maybe you could email me and we can have a little chat and see, how it may be possible for you to not to have to work so many days like that, back to back. Oh wow, Chantel, I'm sorry to hear about your stepmom passing. Hi, Carla. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I was trying to wait till some of my moderators came in, because you know how this chat could start blowing up. And then I have to close chat and everything. But I'm coming on today because I was told about a video, Heidi, that Malika did yesterday. My first thought was, I don't want to watch it. I don't want to listen to it, because I just felt it was going to be negative. And because of the way she came on, the way she entered my chat being negative and disrespectful. So last night I said, well, I'm not even going to watch it. I don't need that negative energy. I'm just going to ignore it. But then someone else inboxed me and said, she was talking about me. So I said, okay, well, I have a little more energy this morning. I'll go ahead and listen to what she's saying, And so I started playing it and I started listening to it and I was like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, I don't know how much of a mom figure I could be, but Brown Sugar, okay, I'm cutting in and out. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can do something about that. Because maybe I have too much going on here. Is that better? Hold on, is that better, you all? Hi, Ja. Okay. Can you all hear me? Is my speaking smooth now? Has it smoothed out? Okay, great. Okay, great. Okay. So I decided to go ahead and watch some of it. I didn't watch all of it, you know, because as I had figured, it was quite negative. And let me just say, I'm not coming on to be dramatic or to stir up any drama. That's not what I'm about. Okay. I understand that Malika's response to my video was a knee-jerk reaction. So I'm just going to say what I want to say, okay? First of all, and I guess I will address this to Malika since she was speaking, I said that Malika had been played. I never said she had sold out. I never said that she accepted money. Okay? And that is what she is claiming happened. And that's incorrect. Okay? When I say a person has been played, I mean they have been fooled. They have been tricked. Okay? That has nothing to do with selling out. So I want to make that clear. Okay? So never insinuated that she accepted money or she sold out. And so she was mistaken with that also. And that's why my title was She Had Been Played. And that's why I said we have all been played at one point or another. Okay? And not just, I said that she was a social experiment. I'm a social experiment. The public in general is a social experiment because this was a psychological operation. So we were all social experiments. So, you know, what I saw is Malika taking all of this quite personally. And, you know, and it was an emotional reaction on her part. So hopefully she will listen to this and understand, you know, what I meant yesterday. Okay? So we are all social experiments. Okay? Like I told you all, I was offered money. So they were testing me to see if I would make money, my God, if I would change my mind or do something different. Okay? I didn't say anybody offered her or anyone else money. I spoke on myself and said they offered me money. So, I didn't say anything about them offering her money. So, I hope she listens. I hope once she's calmed down emotionally, she can hear me clearly. Okay? And that's one reason why I didn't watch her video last night. I didn't want to go to bed with any negative thoughts on my mind, and I had already been exposed to a lot of negativity yesterday, so I wanted to get some good sleep, had let my mind refresh, you know, and before I address this. If you all can hear me, please put a 1 in chat. If you can hear me, please put a 1 in chat. Okay, thanks. Sometimes I wonder, did I get disconnected? Okay, so I did write down a couple of things that I heard that she mentioned because I wanted to address them. Like I said, I didn't listen to her entire video. I'm not going to expose myself to a lot of negativity. Okay, thank you. So I blocked her yesterday because when I started my chat, I read that in the chat she had already... Hi, Silence. I don't know. They were anonymous, of course. They're not going to reveal themselves. And I'm not going to talk about who, what, when, where, or how. But I believe they offered me money to see if they would be able to manipulate me, to control me, to see if I would maybe change my, my focus, my point of view, my position, or to see if they can make money my God, because a lot of people are controlled by money, and I believe they were playing with me, they were toying with me. I became an experiment to them. Let's see what we can do. If we do this, how will she respond? How will she react? So I was a social experiment. Okay. So, yes, the love of money. So I blocked Malika because before I even started talking, I saw in the chat that she was very disrespectful towards me, and I hadn't even said anything yet, okay? And she had accused me of a lot of things, and I'm not going to repeat what she said because it was very negative. It was defamatory. She was defaming my character and everything. And so I gave her the opportunity to apologize. But, she said she meant every word of what she said. So I said, okay, well, I'm not going to have this disrespect and negativity in my chat. So I had her blocked. Okay? Because I'm not going to allow that. If you come to my chat, you have to be respectful. And that's it, period. Okay? You said, do you think they would do that with other YouTubers that have done the same? Yeah, I think they have. I think they have offered money to other YouTubers. Absolutely. Absolutely. Susie, I don't know if they eventually wanted to silence me. I don't know. But I think they wanted to find out if they could be able to manipulate me or control me by using money. That's what I believe. I believe they wanted to play with me psychologically to see what they can do and how they could change my behavior. So I was a social experiment or individual experiment. Okay. So that is why I blocked Malika. Now, she did email me and asked if I would bring her back on. But at that point, after she had already been disrespectful, I did not want to bring her back on because it was already too much negativity in my chat. She had already was disrespectful, so I didn't want to risk bringing her back on, and I just didn't. I was already thrown off by her, the way she came at me. I was already thrown off. I wasn't expecting that. So it just got me distracted from my presentation. So I didn't want to be any more distracted. So I just said I'm not going to bring her on. she had been blocked, and I was just going to leave it that way because, quite frankly, I got a headache yesterday early on because I just wasn't expecting that type of response. My thing is, first, hear me out and listen to what I have to say. Don't make assumptions, about what I'm going to say and then start attacking me. Okay, you first hear a person out. Okay, so she threw a whole lot of shade in her video. I'm not going to throw any shade back at her. Okay. She did say that I should take my research and everything to the next level and try to get justice. Well, as you all know, I did exactly that. Exactly that. I went above and beyond to try to get justice for Kenneka. I've sent my research investigations to numerous organizations, news places. I spoke with the detective. I played the video, that recording I uncovered. So what I'm saying is, she spoke from an emotional level and not a level of being informed. Because if she had been, she would have never said any of these things in the video about me that she said. Okay? So, Malika, if you want to know what I've done, and since you think you don't know, then you need to watch my videos and see, because I've been the hardest working person trying to get justice for Kenneka out here. And I put that, and I let everyone know what I've done. It's out there. I have receipts. Okay? So I don't appreciate anyone making assumptions and saying things that are uninformed. Okay? Exactly. So, let me see. She also said that I could have, when I prepared to say she had been played, I did come onto her live. She had a live yesterday, early in the day. I went onto her live. I typed into there, I said, Malika has been played. Her moderator saw it. Her moderator said, what do you mean? It was too much for me to say in a chat. And I said, well, I'll just do a video on it. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe the moderator deleted what I said. Okay, because I went back and looked. I could be mistaken. But at that time, I was like, okay, should I stay here and go ahead and, talk about it with Malika? Or do I go ahead and run this errand? And I decided to run the errand, and I would do a video later on. Okay. Now, Malika stated that in another live, she had invited me to come on. That's true. However, I sent her the wrong email address. So, I emailed her back the correct email address. Okay, Silence, you bringing in some mess, and I'm not about to have it. Okay? So, you about to be blocked. Okay, so So I emailed her back several times with the correct email address, and she did not invite me back. And I even put it in chat, the correct email address, several times. And I just got frustrated, and I said, okay, well, I guess she doesn't want me on her chat. And I just gave up and I left. And then I guess it was like a couple of hours later I came back, and they were still on. And I actually said, okay, I'm just going to start my own panel. And she said, well, go ahead, And I said that out of frustration because I had been trying to get on her panel. And I wanted to answer the questions that Planet of the Fakes had asked me. So, I just said, okay, I'm going to leave and have a good night. And I left. And so it wasn't that I did not try to get on. I did. And I think after I left, some point after that, I checked my email. And I think she did send me another invite, but her live was off at that time. And I had, when I couldn't get on, I just said, forget it. And I went on and did something else. So she is incorrect about that as well. Okay. And you all, whenever you feel attacked or anything like that, it's important to just take a break, walk away, calm down, get your emotions in check. Because if you don't, you're going to end up saying a lot of things that are not true. You're going to be speaking from an emotional point of view. You're going to be saying a lot of disrespectful things. Yes. I invite her to, like I said, I went on her chat when she was having a live. And I wanted to talk about it with her at that point. That's why I went on her chat and said that she was being played. Okay? That is what I wanted to do. I wanted to talk with her at that time. But I also had a commitment, an errand I had to run through to, and I said, ask myself, how much time is this going to take? Do I have enough time to talk about this on this chat or not? I did not. And so I told the moderator, I said, that's okay. I'll do a live on it later on. Okay? And I would have been happy to invite Malika on. However, before I even began talking, I saw in my chat that Malika came on being very rude and disrespectful and defaming me. So I told her, I told her, I said, well, okay, you need to apologize. Okay? And she wanted me to repeat all the negative things she said about me. So I said, okay, I'm getting rid of her. I'm going to block her because she's being disrespectful. I don't allow that on my chat. I don't have time for it. And it's going to throw me off on my presentation if I allow this negativity. So she had the opportunity to speak when I started this live. However, she blew it because she came at me from the get-go before I even had a chance to even start saying hello in my live. So she had that opportunity. She blew it. And like I'm telling you all before, I even went to her live earlier than that day and said she was being played. because I wanted her to know that. Okay, so it's not an issue of, I did reach out and I was giving her opportunity, but she blew it. Okay, Silence, let me see how I can block you. Let me see how this works. Okay, so hopefully that answers your question, Southern Comfort. Now the other thing is, you know, when you play parts of a person's video and you skip parts of it, that's unfair to me, because then you only get the perspective that that person wants you to see. You don't get the entire picture. Okay? And so her presentation was it was not balanced. Okay? And of course she did not mention, okay, I agree with you, Susie, and I will give her the I will send her email and suggest we have that conversation. However, since she has already done a video on my presentation to the public, I want to address what she said. Otherwise, I would not even be doing this. Okay, Susie? But since she put a video out, I feel the need to address it, because 90% of what I heard her say is incorrect. And I don't want to leave it where, you know, she is misleading people about me. But I will also have a private conversation with her if she is open to doing that. Okay? Now, she said that I, you know, said she was not a child of God or something like that. I said that, and if you all go back and watch my video, you will know exactly what I said. Okay, so I'm not going to repeat it, but I'm just going to say she needs to go back and listen to what I said, because what she's saying, I said I did not say. Okay, and I'm not insinuating she sold out or was offered money or anything like that. I never. Okay, Susie, what is it you don't understand? Well, actually, that's all I wanted to say anyway about that. And I will have a private conversation with her if she's open to that. And if she wants to do a live together, I'm open to that as well. But I do not appreciate... oh, okay, I got you. Well, you're right. And that's all I'm going to say on that. And I will just let my work speak for itself. But I want her to know that I was not attacking her. Okay? And I did not defame her. And that she, please do not take it that way. And that's all I have to say about that. Okay, so now do you all have any questions for me about anything? I'm done with with the Malika portion. Do you all have any questions to me about anything? And I agree with you, Susie. I'm done with that, responding to her comments. I'm absolutely done. I agree with you. So do you guys have any questions for me on anything concerning the case or whatnot? Yes, Southern, I actually don't. Yeah, that was really the only video of hers that I caught. I don't even know how I came across it. My thing was, I felt it was very detrimental to getting justice for Kenneka. This is why I came. I believe she had been fooled. I believe she had been tricked. I believe she had been played, and I did not want that to happen to her. And that's the only reason I said what I said, because I believe she is a sincere person. As you can see, I said in my video yesterday. You know what I'm saying? I believe that I didn't have anything negative to say about her. But I felt that she was being misled. And that was all. And that's the only time I have commented on anything she has done. At any time. Okay? That's the only video I've commented on. So I don't follow her or do anything like that. Oh yeah, Brown Sugar, I will absolutely talk with her, because it's clear she misunderstood me. I just wish she had not, made it so personal and said so many untrue and negative things about me that had nothing whatsoever to do with what I said about her. But I'm not going to attack her in return or react out of what she did. I am willing to just have a conversation with her. Okay? Because anyone who watches my video will know what I said. And I only said what I said because I thought that she was being misled, and I didn't want that to happen to her. And, she had the opportunity. Okay, so have you had any further developments in the case? Actually, not since last night. Hi, Tracy, thanks. Correct, Southern. The delivery wasn't positive, and she just reacted. Absolutely. She reacted from a position of emotion. And whenever you do that, it backfires on you. It backfires on the person who's responding from a position of emotion, because most of what they say will not be true, and it's a defensive response and one of attacking another person. So I will not return the same response against her. Okay, I won't, because I know she is coming from a position of emotion. She misunderstood what I was saying. So all I would say is that I'm willing to have a conversation with her in private, and hopefully, you know, she will get a clearer understanding. But I did not defame her. I did not attack her. I did not say she has sold out or anything like that. So hopefully, you know, once emotions have settled, clear minds will prevail. Exactly, Tracy. You cannot let your feelings get involved. And because a lot of people let their feelings get involved, they were tricked by Teresa. Oh, and let me state, everything I'm saying is my opinion. Okay? What I'm saying is my opinion. But this is a perfect example. When you let your emotions get involved, you stop thinking clearly. You stop thinking rationally. And that's what happened with Teresa. Exactly, Tracy. Exactly. You know, a lot of people don't see it that way, though, unfortunately. But I'm glad you see it that way. Because and you're so right. That is exactly my point. I was telling her to be careful of what was coming to her. Because I care about her. Because I saw her as a woman of God seeking the truth. Otherwise, I would not have bothered. Because you all know I have not bothered to communicate with anyone else about what they were being told. So Tracy, I'm so glad that you understand. At least one person understands where I'm coming from. Thank you so much for telling me that. Hi, C. Jacobs. Welcome. Thank you, Susie. So thank you. Ooh, I appreciate that. That's a relief. That is a wonderful relief to me. Thank you. Mika, it is a crime. It is a murder. It is a social experiment. It is a psyops and part hoax. And I want you to listen. I want everyone to watch my video from yesterday, because I explain in detail what I mean by each of those words, so that people will no longer be thrown off and confused, because a lot of people want you to believe that there was no death, you know, that there was no crime, and that's the furthest thing from the truth. So we do have to be careful with our choice of words and understand the meaning behind them. Okay? And that's why I took the time out to talk about that in detail, because that has confused a lot of people. Okay? Let me see. Jacqueline. Yeah, I mean, yes. I only said what I said because I cared. And if you just listen to the earlier part of this video, you'll understand how things went out and played out. And, you know, she could have come on to my video last night, my live last night, but she blew it. So it wasn't, you know, she wasn't being excluded for no good reason. Okay? It was just that her behavior was out of order. And I didn't want to have a negative dialogue. Okay? So, yeah, I don't have any new developments for this case. I just still hope she gets justice. And I want you all to know that, you know, there was a dead girl in a hotel freezer. And her name is Kenneka Jenkins. Okay? It's not Inesha or whatever. Now, if you want to call Kenneka Kendra, it's still Kenneka, a legal name, Kenneka. You can call her Nika or whatever you want to call her. Okay? But yeah, that's the point I'm making. When you allow yourself to get emotional, like Malika did, you don't think clearly, you don't think straight. And that's what happened in this case. People became so emotional that they could not see past Teresa's bullshit. Okay? And they went hard for her, only later to find out, with a broken heart and devastation and frustration, that they had been played. Okay? Right. You know, I hope Teresa didn't have anything to do with this either. In the beginning, I was ready to go to bat for her. I was going to fight hard for her to get justice for Kenneka. But fortunately, someone pulled my coattail and told me. Otherwise, I would have been heartbroken, frustrated, and devastated too, 6, 7, 8 months down the line. You see what I'm saying? So that's why it's so important. And thank you, Susie, for saying I have a good heart. That's why it's so important to remain detached from a situation. Even when watching a video, or when you hear someone mention your name or whatever. Otherwise, your response is going to be a failure. Okay? You say, I know you have a good... Thank you, Jack Queen. I know you was trying to warn her. Yes, I was. Didn't someone tell you some things about KJ that was supposed to be her friend? Yes. They told me that Teresa was not her mother. That KJ's mother is deceased. They said that Kenneka had been molested. They tried to get justice for her, but I don't know if that person ended up being threatened or what, because after a while, you know, we didn't communicate anymore. And I really think this person just got frustrated and gave up, because so much had happened. And sometimes people can only take so much. You know, they can only take so much. And when you see a case going in a certain direction, you know, sometimes it's like, okay, well, you know, it's just so confusing, and especially if that's your close friend. You see, and he said that was his close friend. So, you know, sometimes it's just only so much you can take. Okay? And so I can understand that. When you're closer to a person, you are more emotional. You know. Southern Comfort, her name, she wasn't brought up in a malicious way. I didn't say anything bad about her, so there's no need for a negative reaction. There was no excuse for an initial attack on her part. She attacked me before I even said what I was going to say. Okay? Which wasn't smart. Okay? So, yeah, I think, you know, I haven't had anything bad to say about her. What I'm saying now is just based on the negative things she said yesterday and the negative things she said last night. But I'm not angry with her. I'm not upset with her. I'm not emotional over what she said. Okay? And you say you think everyone should speak on the case and not others just saying, well, she's the only person I've spoken on out of the whole 12, 13 months I've been talking about this. You know, you haven't heard me speak on anybody else. You haven't heard me, at least I don't remember speaking on anybody else. I might have to stand and be corrected on that. And you haven't heard me, so this is the only time I have mentioned her name, and she's the only person's name that I have mentioned. I don't even follow her. I'm not even subscribed to her. I don't even know how I came across that video. But when I saw it, I felt that it was crucial and critical that I speak out on it, because I believed, you know, she was, you know, being deceived. Period. That's it. Okay, so that's it on Malika. I don't want to say anything else on Malika because, you know, I don't know. There's no telling how she may respond to this video. So I don't want any more drama. The last thing on Malika is that, you know, Malika, she and I can have a conversation. I will email her and reach out to her, and hopefully that will resolve matters. Okay? Alright? And that's it. That's it. Yeah, Tracy, I was like, you know, I don't want her to be played. I don't want her, you know what, to me, that was like a major play, a major blow, because all of us can be fooled. Every one of us can be tricked, but the key is don't be fooled and tricked for too long. You know? That's the thing. I was fooled in the beginning, but somebody told me, okay? But thank you, Jack Queen. And I don't have any, for me, I've never had an issue with Malika. So the only thing I'm dealing with is her response, her reaction. Okay, that's it. But I have nothing bad to say about her. I was just taken aback, surprised, shocked. Okay, and that's it. Any more questions on about the case or anything? And hopefully she and I will have a conversation before she does another video, giving an emotional response to this video. Right, exactly. But since she did a public response, I just decided to come on and state a few things. But someone did say, why do I even care about her comments? Well, I guess because I care about her. You know, I care about her, and I care about myself, and I just don't want any negativity or anything between us. And I think I needed to set some things straight. You know, some things said in public need to be straightened out in public. You're right. There's nothing I can do or say to make a person feel a certain way. They're going to feel whatever way they feel based on what is going on in their mind and in their head. Okay? But she took what I said the wrong way, a very negative way, and she came out attacking me, saying a lot of negative and untrue things about me. And that's why I came on. As you can see, up to this point, I still have not attacked her. I still have not said, other things about her. So, I'm not into the drama. I'm not into the throwing shade or anything like that. But since she made those comments in public, I wanted to respond in public. Okay? Thank you, Kizzy. Hi, Kizzy. Yes, I thank you for saying that. I believe I have been doing a great job. When I reached out to the detective, initially, I believed he wanted to get justice for Kenneka because I showed him that I uncovered the faces of two of the people playing the role of Kenneka walking into the hallways. So I was excited because he's like, okay, well, what angle did you get this from and all that stuff? And so I sent him my video presentation. So I was like, oh yeah, okay, we about to get some justice for Kenneka. I was getting excited because he sounded like he was on it, like he really wanted to do something with it, and I had given him some excellent information to prove that it was a cover-up. You see what I'm saying? I gave it to him to prove it was a cover-up, and he sounded like he was above board and he wanted justice for Kenneka. And I started getting excited, and I was like, yes, we about to get justice. And then, we played phone tag, and then I called him one last time, and I told him, I said, I'm not going to call you anymore, because we've been playing phone tag. And I never heard from him again. And yes, it was Dialakova, but he had the information he needed, regardless if we spoke again or not. Okay? And I do have that phone conversation in one of my videos. Okay? So I have been working hard to get justice for Kenneka. And that was one thing Malika said, it was like, try doing something to get justice. And I was like, ooh, that was really throwing shade, and it wasn't, and what she said, it wasn't true. So, it's just, but the reality is, those who have followed me, subscribed to me, you all know my work, the quality of my work, what I've done. I've put it in my books, I have it in my video. So my work speaks for itself. I have my receipts. So that's the part I'm glad about. And that's why I say, get your emotions in check before you start saying things. Otherwise, it's gonna come back on you and make you look uninformed. Okay? Right, a lot of people do want justice, and they are afraid to get involved. I stepped out there. My life has been threatened because I stepped out there. Because I stepped out there to get justice. So for her to come back at me and say, try to get justice instead of just doing what you're doing, is really disrespectful, and uninformed, because I've done more to get justice, my life has been threatened. So that's why I say it's important, Malika and anyone else, get your emotions in check, get informed, before you start throwing shade and all that kind of stuff, and make sure you get your facts right. Yes, Kizzy. Okay, so and as you guys know, I told you before, I'm at the end. I'm not taking Kenneka Jenkins into the new year. I've done all I can do to get justice for Kenneka. And if you guys have watched my videos, you all know what I've done. Okay? And, yeah, I hope they do get those who drugged and raped her. Absolutely. You know, the higher ups is much more difficult because they are very powerful. They have a lot of money and everything. But, you know, I'm not, you know, I've agreed with my, you know, partner that I'm not going to talk about, you know, Kenneka Jenkins, you know, going into the new year, and not going to, you know, talk about law enforcement and all that stuff, because he's in law enforcement. But I will talk about other cases. Hi, Tiffany. Okay? Because I've, you know, done more than enough in the Kenneka Jenkins case, and it is time for me to stop. And, you know, I want to keep peace in this household too. So, you know, I won't be, you know, speaking much on issues with that. So if you guys do have any more questions, please go ahead and ask me about that. But do know I will be speaking on other cases, okay? Because I am an investigator at heart. Okay? Yes, it was stressful, misleading, sad, and heartbreaking, Tiffy. And that's because folks' emotions were so involved. Okay? And I understand that. I understand that wholeheartedly, because a lot of people, women, put themselves in the position of who they thought Teresa was. And so, you know, they felt devastated too. Okay? I was almost there too, but someone fortunately told me early on what was really going down. So I was saved from that emotional devastation and heartbreak. I was saved from that. But I wasn't saved from the response that I received from the people. Because, you know, they all were believing Teresa was truly the heartbroken, devastated mother who wanted justice for her daughter. And here I was out here was saying that was bullshit. So, you know, the attack came down on me hard and heavy. And so that was an emotional blow to me that I had to deal with. So my emotional blow came from a different. My emotional blow didn't come from the case. It came from the backlash from the people who didn't like what I was saying. Okay? And I did get over that, fortunately. I thank God I got over it. I talked about it. You probably see my video on that, because I did a video on YouTube about that. And I know I cried some and everything, and I talked about it. But one thing about crying and talking about it is it can be very healing. Very healing. And when I did that, I was healed. Okay? I was healed. So, you know, I don't have that negative emotions and all that stuff in me. You know, for the most part, I have released that. And I understand why people did that, but the thing is, you know, people have a right to their opinion, and the thing is, I was attacked. You know, for my position, I was attacked, and people wanted to silence me because I was saying something they didn't want to hear. And that was what was wrong. Okay? And that's what's wrong in our society right now. No one has a right to try to silence someone just because they don't like what that person is saying. because that's an effort to control a person, and you don't do that. So you say, did you ever see any birth or death certificates? I have not. I have not. But I certainly believe Kenneka Jenkins existed. There's a court document where Teresa Martin became, I think, the guardian of the money that Kenneka's father had left her. Okay? So there had to be a Kenneka Jenkins for that to happen. And also in court proceedings where the information was given about Kenneka's death, when you have a death, you have to have a death certificate, you have to have Social Security number, all that stuff on there. Okay? When there's a death, and when all of that information is submitted into court, you have to have the proof of birth and all of that stuff. So even though we don't see that, I do believe it exists. Okay? Yeah, I'm sure it was, because of the national attention on all of this and the controversy and everything. I'm sure a lot is being made private. But for people to say she doesn't exist just because they're not able to see it or find it, is illogical. That's illogical. Okay? And that's another thing, you guys, please be careful of, is that a lot of people will say things that are not rational. But they'll be so convinced that what they're saying is true that then a lot of people will be confused and start believing it. Okay? So are there any more questions? Exactly. A lot of the stories are not. A lot of the stories are not. Yes. Okay, so I want to thank my moderators as always, Tracy and C. Jacobs. Who else was on here today? I think it was you two that came on. So thank you, both of you. If it wasn't for my moderators, it would be very difficult for me to deal with chat. You all keep it very peaceful and respectful for me, and I thank you all for that, my moderators. And also my regular subscribers who do come to the chat. I want to thank you too, because you do keep it respectful. So, Bronson, you said, so KJ dad left her? Yes, her father left her money. I think he left her over $100,000. And she was supposed to get it after her 19th birthday. She turned 19 in May of 2017. In May of 2017, and then she was murdered in September. So she never had a chance to really, see any of that money. So I don't think that's a coincidence. I really don't. And remember, you guys, everything I'm saying here is my opinion. It's based on a lot of the factual information. And thank you and bless you all. And God bless you, Malika. And let's talk, my sister. God bless you. Bye, everybody. Bye-bye.